like vengeance and spite really drives us?
really drives me. The second someone tells me I can't do something, I'm like, you keep saying that, I'm just gonna go do it.
Hold my beer and die.
Yeah, this is gonna.
Every step of the way, I had to fight. I had to fight and fight and fight, and I'm like, you're wrong.
Whoa. When I watched my first work, I'm like, that is not a joke I would tell now. Thank you very much. There are some dated things about it. This is what people think Los Angeles is like.
This is right. This is exactly what people think is happening.
No! How's that? Where are they from?
What was that? Are those dogs? I don't want to kill a dog. I'll kill a human
it's an
any day of the
undead
week.
dog.
Don't kill the lady.
Continue. Game over.
Hello.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out in the arcade with us today.
It's horrible.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's her least favorite place. Can you tell? She hates video games.
What's this nerd stuff?
I know. Seriously.
Did you guys used to like go to arcades growing up and stuff like that?
When I was little, well, I say little, that's not little. When I was like in junior high and high school, absolutely. It was back, what did we have? We had Centipede, Asteroids, Tempest. I think Dragon's Lair had just come out. Ye oldie timey.
I was homeschooled, and my mother would just drop me off at the arcade as sort of an extracurricular. And I remember I was obsessed with Tetris. So I played, and I only spent like a couple dollars, and I played, and I wanted the high score, and it got to the high score, 999, and it flipped to 0.
What?
And I had hysterics.
I would have been.
You were too good.
I would have.
No, I was obsessed. You know, I did spend a couple dollars. It wasn't like I did it with 1 quarter. But the fact that it flipped over to 0 is
that would enrage me.
These things I normally ask people, you know, at what point did you kind of start realizing that kind of gaming could become part of your kind of career? But I feel like the thing we're here to talk about today is probably that for you, unless there was an earlier gaming thing.
Career? I don't think anybody before I did the guild had gaming careers, really.
That's what I mean.
I think I was one of the first.
I would agree with that. Like, I can't think of. I didn't even know about web series.
There was Red versus Blue before me, and that's it, pretty much. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I wrote a story and nobody in Hollywood wanted to do it. And then my friend was doing like online sketches. And this was the first year of YouTube, and she went viral with one of hers, and it got picked up by Sony, who had this thing called Crackle, which was like one of many companies that died in the early Web 2.0 days. And she was like, oh, why don't we make this as a web series? We'll just put the videos up. And I was like, that sounds crazy. But we did it, and I became obsessed with people giving me comments. And so that was it. And it really was the first, I think, I mean, there was no capability of streaming back then. You know, there was a guy named Justin TV who like started living online, and that turned into Twitch. But that was like a couple years after I started doing my content. So, you know, I just had a story because I loved games. I mean, obviously I was on MUDs and things like that. I did text adventure, and then I had an Amiga and a PC and no consoles when I grew up. My mom thought that would be bad for my brain, and yet she'd let me play 3 to 4 hours a day on the PC. I was like, I don't understand.
Because
as a mom
PC
now
is a smart computer, according to parents.
we had Math Blaster. So I don't know, maybe she assumed we were doing Math Blaster and maybe Beacon's typing.
No, I swear,
day.
that's all we're doing, Mom. I swear.
Anyway, yeah, so I don't have a career, but the fact that anybody could say that they have a career in this space is very cool.
And how do you kind of look back on those few years of working on the guild? Was it 8 years or something like that? It must have been like a big time in your life.
I did that show for 7, 8 years, yeah. And then I started Geek and Sundry in the middle of the last year of it. So then that lasted until I left the company in 2017. You know, again, I was just always the first one doing stuff. Like, I remember when I pitched the deck for Geek and Sundry to YouTube, everybody was like, well, this one show, this long form show, the tabletop thing, no one's going to watch that. It's too long. Nobody's going to watch anything more than 3 minutes online. I'm like, I think you're full of shit. And then when I went to say that, you know, I think that I want to do Twitch, because I started doing Twitch after I sold my company because I just needed something for myself, because I wasn't really as present in the company. It just became a lot of producing, making other people's content. And I loved Twitch so much. I loved the interactivity, and I was doing it by myself. And I went, of course I go to my company. I'm like, we have to do a Twitch channel. And all the big companies had already tried it, and they were like, that's not going to work. They always fail. I'm like, no, here's the slate, and I want to do D&D.
and I can't stream myself because I'm on a TV show. We'll get some people. I know this person who's a voiceover actor who knows some voice actor people. Get them and put them on. It's going to be great. And every step of the way, I had to fight. I had to fight and fight and fight. And I'm like, you're wrong. And thank God I had the creative freedom because I built it into what I did to be like, okay, let's just try it.
Do you see how they were trying to fake us out with that? Okay, I'm going to be more actually. Oh, I killed the
Don't
civilian.
kill the, no, he's running.
Hold
Get
your
out of
fire.
there, dude.
Oh my God, it's Ed Norton.
We saved Ed Norton.
Got
How are
snipers.
they hitting us?
Okay. Oh my God, tapeworms. Tapeworms.
Ew.
I don't know how
Must
that
be
was.
snipers, like you said. Oh no. Ew, icky things.
Oh no. Oh no.
Who? Where's
Money.
my quarters?
Daddy, give me money.
Quarters.
And how did it come about that we are sat here today to talk about the Guild, the musical? Like, how did that happen?
Yes, the Guild of Musicals. So exciting for the last. Again, I'm just like a girl who works on my instinct. And about 6 years ago, 2 playwrights who were in sort of like a playwriting workshop were like, "Hey, we wrote a song for the Guild as part of our workshop. Can we option it?" And I was like, "Well, it's just a random email to an email that's very obvious." And I was like, "Let me listen to the song." Because I grew up on musicals. I was homeschooled, and the reason I'm an actor is because I did musicals across, the Southeast as like orphan number 7, right? Like that was my love of play and play. So I was like kind of excited about it. And I loved their song, and I was like, okay, let's do it. So I let them option it, and of course I get sucked in more and more, and I become a producer, and I work with them, and these, they're scrappy New York actor, correct, and they're so good. And it's taken so long. We did a reading in LA, and I was able to get Dean Johnston, this amazing, very established London director, on board. And now we're doing it for, and then Anjali is like part of it. And I'm so happy that you're here to be able to do this.
I'm so thrilled.
You're the star.
I don't know. I disagree.
Anjali.
Disagree. This is the star in all ways. But it was so exciting for me because it combines, lately, like the last couple of years, I have seen a few projects, nothing like this, but a few projects which have combined my love of theater or musical theater with gaming. And we were both in the 20-Sided Tavern,
which you were a consistent star of.
Thank you.
So
And like you, I got so excited about the project that I became a co-producer. So I'm following in
Yeah, I know.
steps,
Well,
baby.
you got to make your own. You got to make your own path.
Yeah,
Or you're just like I tell my daughter. She's like, I want to be a famous singer, Mama. I'm like, well, you better write your own music because you're not going to be a tool for the system.
Yes, exactly.
She's 9.
She's running around being like, I'm not going to be a tool for the system.
She actually does that.
Yeah.
She just turned 9. Yeah.
But I was so excited when Felicia told me about this because again, it's combining these communities that are so passionate about creativity.
Yeah.
And theater people, like you said, like they're scrappy. Nobody's doing it for the money. Everybody's in it because they love the art, they love the
Theater
music.
is a hobby at best.
Yes, exactly.
Especially in LA. Well, I was like, I don't know if you want to do this because we're really close. We're almost, we're very close in age. I'm like, I'm going to play Codex and you're going to play Zabu's mom. But it's
I was
theater.
like, trust me, in Hollywood, I'm playing 60 plus.
Yeah.
So don't worry
In
about it. I'm
Hollywood,
used to this.
I'm not playing any younger characters. Okay, that's just not how it goes. The roots of the Guild are that I wanted to show mainstream people. Like, I love creating bridges for things, like the Guild was showing the world that as a female, I can play a game. And this is the reality of gaming and not the cliche of gaming that every time up till then, even now, you've seen some, I'm sure all of us have watched gaming shows. Again, it just reinforces the stereotype that may not be reality to me. Reality to me is the Guild. We're all from different backgrounds, different ages, different sensibilities, and yet this thing brings us together. And taking gaming and creating a bridge for someone who doesn't know that they're going to love something through established media, right? So like tabletop was like, yeah, we had a lot of celebrities in it, but I wouldn't even go to set to watch the recordings because I would watch the edits and I'm like, I'm confused. How do I play this game? What is this step? Add another Chiron. So as a producer, I want to make it easy for people to watch the game, but also they can pick up the game and be like, I know how to play it because nobody wants to watch this, read a 100-page manual before they have fun, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with, D&D. Same thing with a show we did called Magic the Gathering. It was Spell Slingers. It was really designed because I wanted to always play Magic and I was always like, what's with this? So like just being able to teach people that this is going to be something that will add to their life is really important to me. And I think the musical is really
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
It's a celebration for people who play games, but it's also an in for people to understand people who may have gaming in the periphery through somebody they know, but they're not into and they don't understand it. You know, next year is the 20th anniversary of the Guild, which is insane.
That is crazy.
I know.
How do you still look exactly the same?
I'm an indoor kid. It's all about your skin. It's really about your skin and your attitude.
Well, I am an outdoor cat, so
yeah, well, no, look at this. This is this face.
I'm 942. I'm holding it together
Yeah.
real well.
So the aim was always like years ago, I was like, well, for the 20th anniversary, I want the movie to be out, the reunion movie, and I want this play to be staged. And so we're doing a crowdfunding this summer for the movie. It's already written. I'm already planning. And I'm hoping that we get to fundraise and get to do the movie and have the play out there at the same time.
How fun would that be? Let's just hit them from all
I am a
angles.
manifester, and
Let's hit
especially
'em from all angles.
Yeah, when somebody's like, no, that won't work, I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I'm
no.
doing it.
This is why we get along.
I feel like vengeance
Yeah,
and spite really
No,
drives
really
us.
drives me. The second someone tells me I can't do something, I'm like, you keep saying that. I'm just gonna go do it.
Hold my beer and die.
Yeah, this is gonna suck for you when I do it.
Whilst holding the beer, just nice.
I have just discovered that one of my hands is better than the other at this.
I mean, doing two at once, that's very nice.
I don't know that. I think we are the cops.
I just murdered a woman, and I don't think she deserved it. Oh God! We're at a farmer's market.
Ah!
This is what people think Los Angeles is like.
This is right. This is exactly what people think is happening.
Although, like I said, I was coming to London, and people were like, be careful, there's so much crime in London. I'm like,
Really? We hit the ball.
oh my God, it's the guy from The Office.
Who knew? Oh, hi, ladies.
Oh my God.
Are we at Hooters?
Why is she wearing a tail?
That is, I think, the faucet. It looks like a tail.
I thought she was a furry.
Maybe she's a bird.
And what was it like getting back into character as Codex?
I had a terrible anxiety disorder, which actually caused me to do the Guild. You know, I was a very semi-successful actor in that I would go and I'd test for so many TV series. I would be second choice always, and I would choke. People would want me to go, but my anxiety disorder, which was undiagnosed at the time, was so all-encompassing that I would choke every time. I really was, but it's been an amazing process to learn about myself, to be gentler. And I think my anxiety disorder did get me so far because the Guild was made with nothing, like nothing. I did the website. We did PayPal button on the website that I made to actually fund the second season. It was before Kickstarter was invented.
Wow.
There were no resources for creators back then. I would have to be like, I want to do this, and we'd have to somehow source it, and it would be janky, and we'd have to do so much work. My philosophy is like, I'm just trying to enjoy myself, and Codex is a great character, and just like slipping into her is like slipping into an old skin of somebody who needed a lot of help, but that's kind of what the show is about somebody who's in a bad place who needs to build functional relationships around her. And through her online world, she's able to do that.
What I love so much about it is that, again, going back to those stereotypes that what people think of gamers in their basement by themselves, all of this, like even if that is true for someone, that person is still a complex individual with a series of things that make them who they are, that wants to connect on some level. What really drives the story is the connection between all of the characters and how they are using games to not to disconnect, but to connect.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of people, particularly older generations, don't necessarily understand is a real boon that we have in the gaming community, is that people actually get to connect and become more human because they get a chance to connect with other humans.
The musical is kind of takes a lot for the first and second seasons and exorcises some things that I'm like, whoa. When I watch my first work, I'm like, that is not a joke I would tell now. Thank you very much. There are some dated things about it. And it's nice to be able to have that sort of edit and also maturity and also have somebody else take the reins.
When you do get recognized in real life, or if you're at a convention or something, because you guys have both worked on so many different things over the years, are there like common themes, things that people say to you, or things that they want to talk about when they talk to you?
You know, I think it depends on what their point of reference is. Because the people who come to me because they saw a play that I did, or the people who come to me because they saw a game I did. There are two different, very different senses of ownership or how it affected them. With the games, with the video games, there's definitely a sense of, oh, this character changed my life, or this character, I feel this connection with this character that means a lot to me. And that is always, again, it sounds cliche, but it's such an honor when people say that, because as a performer, you don't necessarily know until someone who has seen it or played it comes to you and says so. You don't know if it's having an effect on people. You know, there's a screen between you, or there's a stage that that they are separate from you. So having that interaction makes a big difference. And then for plays and stuff, the point of reference that I keep getting is, I saw you in Metamorphoses and that made me want to become an actor. Or I saw you in Bombay Dreams and that made me realize that people of South Asian descent actually have a place in the entertainment industry, which when I started was not a thing. I was Rani, the over the hill Bollywood star.
It was
yes,
great.
I was only 30 back then and I was still playing over the hill. Because that's how the world works, darling.
It's true.
Yes. But yeah, so I think for me it depends on the point of reference.
I mean,
people are coming from.
There was a time, probably 10 years ago, when there was not one barista who did not recognize me. Not one, internationally.
Wow.
I was super hot with
That's
the barista.
dope.
It was great. They didn't always give me a free coffee. I'm like, well, you know, it's
But they
fine.
put more love into that coffee.
It's
I bet
true.
they did.
Now I think that my barista fans have moved on to other jobs, and but it's still cool. Whenever a barista recognizes me, I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm still here. The barista.
You are absolutely still here.
Yeah.
Stop.
For me, it's mostly supernatural because my character Charlie really touched a lot of people on that show, and that's a cool show because it's like, it's universal. So many like teens love that show. So many older people, like, it's just one of those things that transcends gender and background and age and stuff. And it's really cool to be a part of that. And then the Guild is, it's really, I love it when somebody's like, I love the Guild. I'm like, really? I love that you love this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be able to be part of so many different fandoms, from Buffy to, whatever it is people know you from, just to cobble together a career. And it also validates that both of us probably are very careful when we pick our jobs, right?
As much as we can be.
Yeah, as much- I mean,
Sometimes,
yes.
sometimes you're just taking the job you auditioned for because that's how, when people say, how do you choose your jobs? I'm like, I choose them by the ones that they offer to me.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
how I choose them.
Yeah, would you like to be on a revival of Buffy? I'm like, what are you talking about? I need a job right now. Like,
But also, that would be dope.
that would be dope.
That would
Exactly.
be amazing, right?
Yeah.
But yes, we are selective within that. I think within that context.
Well, it's mostly, all my TV jobs were offered to me because they were written for me or a person like me.
That's
because
dope.
people were fans of what I created.
Well, shall we play some video games together?
Shall
at this
we
juncture?
play a game?
What do you
That
think?
was my War Games
It's pretty good.
impression. I shouldn't do impressions. Of
No, you should.
computers.
Just keep.
Just keep trying. I'm going to be a singing computer. Come sing.
We do not sing like that.
No, I promise we won't be singing like that at the Guild.
But remember that Radio Times does do gaming. Gaming.
Radio Times does gaming? I was shocked, I tell you. I was mortified and then shocked. And then I thought, well, why not? Obviously they do everything else. But Radio Times? Really?